inconsiderate. Need I say any more? Anybody know anybody like that? Again, don't raise your hand or shake your head. We all know people that are sort of like that, don't we? He was so ill-natured that you couldn't even speak to him. He must have learned his social skills in the local zoo. He had never met a person he couldn't provoke or a relationship he couldn't ruin. Nabal's world was revolved around one person, and that person was Nabal. He owed nothing to anyone and chuckled at the thought of sharing with someone else, especially David. David reminds me here in this text of Robin Hood. Remember the story of Robin Hood? He and David and his 600 soldiers had voluntarily protected Nabal's farmers and shepherds from robbers and Arabs. Israel had no security guards or policemen, so David and his mighty men had filled that void. They must have done such an effective job at this because one of Nabal's shepherds said in verse 16 that night and day they were a wall around us all the time we were herding our sheep near them. David and Nabal both lived in the same territory, just like two bulls in the same pasture. Both were tough and headstrong. It was only a matter of time before they were going to collide. The problem started, though, after the harvest. The sheep were sheared and the hay had been gathered, so it was time to bake bread, roast lamb, and celebrate. This is exactly what Nabal's men were doing. When David heard about the celebration, he thought his men deserved an invitation. I mean, after all, they had protected Nabal's crops and sheep and had kept the hills and the valleys safe and secure. Didn't they deserve a little compensation for that? So David sent 10 men to Nabal. And according to verse 8, they made this request. We come at a happy time, so be kind to my young men. Please give anything you can find for them and for your son David. Listen to what ill-mannered Nabal's response was in verses 10 and 11. Who is David? And who is the son of Jesse? There are many servants nowadays who break away each one from his master. Shall I then take my bread and my water and my meat that I have killed for my shearers and give it to men when I don't know where they're even from? Nabal was pretending here that he had never heard of David, insinuating that he was either a runaway slave or a beggar. This disrespect angered David's messengers, and they turned right around and hurried back to give David the full report. Listen as I read verses 12 through 17 in 1 Samuel 25. So David's young men retraced their way and went back. And they came and they told him according to all these words. David said to his men, each of you gird on his sword. So each man girded on his sword. And David also girded on his sword. And about 400 men went up behind David, while 200 stayed with the baggage. But one of the young men told Abigail, Nabal's wife, saying, Behold, David sent messengers from the wilderness to greet our master, and he scorned them. Yet the men were very good to us, and we were not insulted, nor did we miss anything as long as we went about with them while we were in the fields. They were a wall to us, both by night and by day, all the time we were with them tending the sheep. Now therefore, know and consider what you should do, for evil is plotted against our master and against all his household, and he is such a worthless man that no one can speak to him. As we can see from our text, David only needed to hear this once. He told the men to form a posse. Okay, it wasn't really a posse. What he actually said in verse 12 was, strap on your swords. So David and 400 men thundered The road was rumbling and David was grumbling. Listen to what he said in verse 22. May God do his worst to me if Nabal and every scoundrel in his misbegotten brood isn't dead meat by morning. David was a little bit upset and angry here. This sounds just like the Wild West, almost, doesn't it? But it's actually the ancient East. All of a sudden, guess who appears?
Abigail.
Beauty. Our beauty appears. A rose in the desert, a swan on the pond, a breath of fresh, perfumed air in the men's locker room. Abigail, sweet Abigail, beautiful Abigail, the wife of Nabal, stands on their trail. Where he, Nabal, is beastly and mean, she, Abigail, is exactly the opposite. According to verse 3, she's intelligent and beautiful. Brains and beauty, she used them both. When she heard about her husband's rude response, she sprang into action. Without consulting her husband, of course, she gathered together gifts and raced to catch David. As the men were drawing near her, she took her position, armed with, listen to this, 200 loaves of bread, 2 skins of wine, 5 sheep dressed out and ready for cooking, a bushel of roasted grain, 100 raisin cakes, and 200 fig cakes, all loaded on some donkeys. That's in verse 18. 400 men slowed down their horses, staring at the food and the beauty. She was good looking with some good cooking, a combination that could stop any army. Abigail knew how important this moment was. She was standing between her family and sure death. Falling on her knees at David's feet, she uttered this request from verse 24. On me, my Lord, on me let this iniquity be. And please let your maidservant speak in your ears and hear the words of your maidservant. She certainly doesn't defend Nabal, but she acknowledges that he is indeed a beast. She wasn't begging for justice, but for forgiveness. She was accepting the blame even though she didn't deserve it. In verse 28, she says, please forgive the trespass of your maidservant. She gives David her gifts and earnestly persuades him to leave Nabal to God. Anybody here today that needs to leave your Nabal to God? Let God take care of your Nabal today. This beauty's words melt the heart of David, and this is what he says in verses 32 through 35. Blessed be the God of Israel. He sent you to meet me today. Phew, a close call. If you had not come as quickly as you did, stopping me in my tracks, by morning there would have been nothing left of Nabal but dead meat. I've heard what you've said, and I'll do what you've asked. So David returns to camp, and Abigail returns to Nabal. She found him too drunk for a chat, so she waited until morning to explain how close David